tough ball game out there. Self-inflicted wounds, really. I give Penn State credit for winning the game. They're obviously a well-coached football team. Got a lot of respect for the way they coach, what they do, how they do it, and for Coach Franklin, which I told him after the game. They were better than we were today. And, we got to, go back and get to the fundamentals. We got to protect the quarterback. We can't turn the ball over and win any. You're not going to be a top 10 team in the country when you turn the ball over, especially early in the game. I thought field position-wise, I don't know what the field position was, but we didn't win the field position war. I can guarantee you that. Probably lost it by 200 yards, which is, the length of the field twice probably. I'm just guessing because our defense was put in a sudden change situation for, a good part of that game. Maybe it was 300 yards. I don't even know. I'll get that stat to you on Monday. But our kids never quit. And I love that football team get in there. In that locker room. Our kids, they're going to fight. We're a young football team that's going to grow and get better every game. I think it was a better overall game than we had a week ago, minus a couple turnovers against a better football team. There's a lot of good things that you see, and we'll just got to polish some things up and get better.
After a week as locked in as you guys were, where do you think those self-inflicted wounds kind of stem from?
Execution. Execution. I think the first pick, the normal armchair quarterback will blame it on Max, but the receiver didn't get out his break fast enough, didn't go after the ball, and we got to clean that up. There's a few of those that we're not on time, and we expect the quarterback to be in rhythm and get the ball out. But you also have to be where you're supposed to be. There's a lot of details that we got to clean up.
What was different about the goal-to-go situations with you guys being able to move it to that point that you weren't able to punch it in for six?
Give them credit too. Now they got a sturdy defense. They're not. We didn't play William and Mary out there today. Penn State's a good football team. We knew they had a good front. I still think we rushed the ball pretty good, but then we're getting in a situation where we're behind the sticks, and then you can't run it like you want to. And we won the time possession, and which means we ran the ball pretty well. But then you're put in a position where you're going to throw it every down. And that's not us.
After another game where your offensive line struggles, any concern there with how they
it's I think they're better than last week. We faced some different guys out there rushing the quarterback. But you can't protect everybody every play. They got learn to again, Jerry Jones guys coming off a major knee reconstruction. I guess. But next question.
The first time we took Max.
You gotta be kidding me.
The first time we took Max out, his helmet came off.
Yeah.
Second time, what were you thinking? Second time.
Well, I think it was a combination of really everything, Jerry, there. I'm not going to get into injuries or anything else like that, but there was, just concern for him, period. If you looked at his face, I don't know if he's coming in here afterwards or not, but, he got a nice gash, I guess. He's not, no concussion, I don't think, but he had a good gash. He'll probably have a black eye. I don't know what happened on that play, but didn't seem like we protected the quarterback very well there.
How much of a spark do you think that gave you guys?
He gives a spark, because he can run. You see him scramble around even the last play. Now, he puts the ball on the ground, and you can't scramble on forever. They got 11 guys running around with the different colored jerseys, but he gives you a spark. I told you he's a good quarterback too, and I think we can win games. I told you that a long time ago with him. So it was good to get him some action out there. He scores on the one. He can scramble. He's got to make good decisions all the time. But I was happy with what he did in there. At the end, made a couple nice throws and. But we have another turnover, which we can't have too.
Your defense is young, but your offense, a lot of veteran guys there. Do you think that the struggles part of that might just be new coordinator, you guys,
we'll look at it. I think part of the struggles is a good defense too. I think when when you rush for what did we rush for? 155 yards. Looked like it was more than that, and they were forced to throw it probably a little bit more than we want to. We'll look at what they are, but you got guys. Got the ball in their hands. Chris Clark drops a couple balls. Young guy, hadn't played for a year. You see Aaron Matthews drop a couple. Yale Jester drops one. So, we can sit there and look at incompletes, and, when we're throwing it, we got to catch the ball, too. There's opportunities to catch it. So we just got to execute. Quarterbacks are putting the ball where it needs to be, and, I think there's some good play calling out there today. But, you got to make a play, too.
What did you learn if your defense improved relative to last week, considering the quality of opposition? Where were they better, in
You know, it's hard to say. Like I said, the sudden change situations. I think last week, Penn State had 11 explosives. Maybe we give up 3 today. We always feel like if we give up 4 or less. I don't know how many they had. They had one on a quarterback run early, on a play they had never shown before. But it seemed like they had maybe 4 or 5 of them instead of 11. I think that's a bonus. I don't know if the wheel route got us, but we got a different version of Barkley up the middle on what we call a tee shoot, which we practice, and we didn't make a play on that one or get our hands on Barkley.
What did you learn from last year's game in order to help you contain Barkley in the first half?
Nothing from last year's game. Gave us a clue there. Again, he got his yards. I think he played a better game this year than he did last year. So, he might have scored a lot of 1-yard touchdowns last year, but he rushed the ball better against us this year. So we got to firm up our run defense.
Did they do anything to limit your play calling in the red zone?
Not really. I mean, the field gets scrunched down there. It makes it a little bit harder. They did a nice job down there. Give them credit.
Quadri Henderson had 4 touches, net 0 yards. Do you feel like they were keying on him, trying to take him away?
I would if I were them. Quadri, dancing around a little bit too much. However, they're a good tackling team. They did a nice job of taking shots. Didn't give him a chance to wiggle much. I thought, we talked about just putting your foot in the ground and going, because they're playing, your wiggle. He's a guy that's got a lot of wiggle, but we got to get him back 100% and get him ready to go.
Did Narduzzi do anything today to maybe get more playing time?
We'll look at the tape. We'll look at the tape. He did some nice things. Like I said, he's a good football player, and so is Max. So we got faith in both of those guys.
Is Max your starter?
Yes.
Any final questions before we begin to bring players? Anything else?
Nothing else?
Front 7, how would you gauge how they play?
Our front 7.
Front 7.
Based on they rushed for 148 yards. Not as good as we need to. I mean, Barkley, they ran what we call power read, where he got outside a few times, and it's a foot race, and he's beating Dwayne Hendricks to the edge. Somehow we got to clean it up on that play. It's a play usually that we're pretty good. I don't think they were really reading it today. He's got some wheels. I mean, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate that that's pretty good. So, and then all of a sudden now you're worried about that, and then near the end the quarterback fakes that and runs up inside because your backers are worried about doing the DN's job, and then all of a sudden you lose it on that. So it's everybody's got to do their job. It's option defense.